What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be looking at every single gun round from Sprout's T side versus OG here on Nuke, and we're going to see what they did, and then on top of that we're going to try to figure out why they did it, so the reads that they made to make the decisions that they did. The first thing we're going to talk about here is this double nade that Sprout threw to try to punish anybody playing on top of hut. And what that's going to accomplish for them is it's going to make the guy playing in door or trying to get down vent, it's going to make his life a lot easier. Because he's not going to be as worried as somebody playing on top of hut, because he knows that if he is there and they take an engagement, he's already going to be 50 HP, maybe even less. So it's going to be a lot more favorable for him to fight there. And as we're going to see here, it's going to do 60 damage, or 40 damage, my apologies, onto SKB, leave him with 60 HP. And they're going to do this throughout their entire T-half to make that life a lot easier for that player in door. So after the double nade that we just saw, we're going to see Sprout group towards ramp here, and they're just going to pop flash in and take it. They're going to get this opening kill on a Valde, and smartly enough for Sprout, they're not going to contest towards CT Hell. That tends to be the opper. He's usually going to be the first rotate towards ramp, and Sprout's just going to elect to drop lower. They're going to smoke off every angle, control double doors and decon, and they're just going to play a 4 and 5 post plant, which is a smart decision in this case. And as we're going to see in this post plant, it's going to be well coordinated. Everybody's going to be in a position to support each other. We're going to have Denis, Favin, and Decon side. We're going to see Spitty towards lobby and Snatchie on ramp, and everybody's in a position to help. So if Deka takes contact either towards Decon or double doors, the two of them on catwalk are able to support each other. Snatchie's going to go back and hold hell. If he takes contact, Spitty can come help, and vice versa. So it's just a really well coordinated post plan from Sprout, and that's going to give them the first round here on the T side. So this next round is going to start with Denis throwing the smoke. The smoke is going to be used to try to get down vent. It's a different way of throwing it. Most people are going to throw a nade and then smoke out the door. This one, you're just going to have a lineup that consistently hits. So even if that molly comes out, the smoke's still going to land. So now after Denis' smoke, we're going to see Spitty and Snatchie. They're going to throw the double nades once again that are going to land on top of hut. And then Spitty's going to immediately go throw this molly. And it's going to land kind of in the middle of the open, but it's actually pretty useful because it's a very common angle for a CTB playing to try to contest door. Now we're going to see Snatchie and Deka. They're going to line up nades. Snatchie's smoke is what we're going to talk about because it's going to land behind the ladder and it's going to block off catwalk, so nobody can just hold catwalk from sight. He's going to also throw a molly on top of hut, and we're going to see is we're going to look at a wide view angle this execute. So there's a molly from Spitty. As you can see now, the CT can't be sitting there for this pending door hit. And then Issa's going to go play the angle that the smoke's actually going to be walking off in a couple seconds here. He's actually going to kind of walk back, but I'm guaranteed he would rather push up in this spot. So molly on top of default, and Spitty's coming out. And as you see, Issa has to be turned for flashes, and instead he's just getting wrapped on sight by Spitty. And this is a very nice A execute that they run here. 2 mollies, a smoke, it's just perfectly executed, and it's just another great round here from Sprout. This next round for Sprout really showcases Denis' decision here in the mid-round. It's going to start off with Snatchie. He's going to be able to get the opening kill on the Mantu and Mini. And in the meantime, Sprout has thrown wall smokes, and Denis is taking advantage of it by just running towards Secret. And because of that kill that they get into Mini, Denis is going to be less concerned about a player being towards Secret. Because if a CT wants to contest him now, they have to go through Vent. The problem is that Op could still be in door, picking toward Mini or towards Vent. So it's more than likely going to have to be somebody from ramp to drop to lower. And now Denis is all the way in control, and he needs to create some type of a distraction for Sprout to be able to burst out ramp. By him breaking the glass and even getting the kill on a Valde, now they're going to be able to burst onto Lesky B and ramp. They're going to be able to get both kills, and now it's already a 5-on-2. The round's already over for OG, and that's going to be a third straight round for Sprout, and it really comes on the back of Denis' decision making here. This round's going to start with Snatchie throwing a smoke off the wall here, just blocking off red. And he's going to go towards red right now and try to get a pick towards Big Garage, just in case Mantu's decided to go back towards Big Garage. He doesn't, and now he takes control of this, and he's just going to post on it. And what we're going to see is Sprout's actually going to group outside. So there was 3 people in lobby, now they're all going to group outside. They're going to throw these cross smokes. And instead of actually going towards Secret, we're going to see a decision here from Sprout to boost Snatchie up. He's going to clear towards CT, and then you're going to actually see kind of a switch. The plan, I would assume, at this point for Sprout was to go lower, but because of the information that Snatchie's going to get, they actually make a mid-round decision here to actually work towards A. And this is something that I've really never seen teams really do here. It's usually with these outside smokes, maybe you'll go towards Mini, but it's very rare for you to actually go towards Big Garage. And that's what you're going to see here is the 3 people towards Big Garage with Denis leading the way, is they're going to get control of Big Garage. They are going to spot NBK. NBK is going to be able to get a dink on the Deka, but that's not going to be able to get kill. And the big thing that's going to happen here, it's actually Favin here. he's going to be able to spot the op right here on Mantu, which we're going to see right here. And because of him spotting the op here, that means that that op has gone from somewhere outside to heaven to A site. And that's going to make it so that Dennis is going to be less concerned about somebody in heaven posting up. And now Sprout's going to be in a fantastic position where they're going to be able to split this A site with 3 people coming mini, 1 person hut, and it's just going to work out for them because they know that 1 guy's on site and 1 guy's in heaven. And this is just another round of just Sprout understanding the situation, taking advantage of it, and making a great mid-round decision. This round starts off with Sprout holding lobby for about 30 seconds, seeing if OG do anything aggressive, which they elect not to. Now they go back and they're going to throw these wall smokes. And the 3 people outside are just going to try to create some noise and kind of hope that somebody playing towards mini or maybe somebody close door hears this and decide to rotate somebody lower. Unfortunately enough for Sprout, Mantu holds a cross here, and he spots nobody. And the reaction from OG is a little bit weird. So honestly, maybe they had a read, but whatever it is, it's a weird decision now. Because Snatchie's just going to hold a pop flash here. They're going to get ready in position. Spitty's going to lead this here. He's going to jump out. He's going to do some damage onto Issa. He gets traded by Dika. Dika's also going to pick up Oleski B on site. And now the problem for OG is nobody's in position to retake the site. Mantu's towards ramp, NBK's in vent, and then Valday's still ramp. And this is where I think Mantu probably should have been heaven. Somewhere where that he could have supported A, and if they were going towards ramp, he would have been able to support Valday quickly. Him playing back towards red just puts him out of position here. And Sprout take advantage of this with a single pop flash A, and it works out for Sprout, but I think this round really is more of OG misplaying the mid round. This is the first round of the game where OG decided to get really aggressive on their CT side, try to work an open and kill, though it does come with a problem, that problem being that Dennis is going to get down and vent uncontested, and he's going to be able to flank those people outside as they're fighting Sprout. And what we're going to see here is NBA pushing outside. He's going to get some damage onto Spitty. He's going to get caught off in the middle of the open by Dika. And now here's Dennis pinching outside. Unfortunately enough for him, he does whiff onto Valday, though he gets the information that there's still 2 people outside. And Sprout's going to make a smart call here, that being that they're going to group towards ramp in a couple seconds. Because with so many people committed outside, there still has to be at least 1 person on A. It's very unlikely a team's going to give up A completely. So Sprout make the right decision here, and we're going to see a nice little boost here. Ooh, wrong guy. But Snatchie's on top of Dika right here, and this is just an off angle to peek towards ramp. And Snatchie's going to throw a really nice smoke here. It does end up missing by about a foot, but what we're going to see here is this smoke's supposed to block off hell, so now Mantu's not going to be able to get vision on the guys coming on ramp. Favin's in a fantastic spot here. With all those people towards ramp, somebody's going to have to rotate, and cutting off vent is a great decision here by your lurker, which he's able to get the kill. Now he's going to call Sprout back, hey, I got the kill on the guy on A. This is going to be on the middle of the site. We're actually going to see a nice little wall bang here from Dika. He gets a trade through the wall. He does get taken out by Snatchie, or not Snatchie, he gets taken out by Mantu, leaving it to Snatchie, and he's going to win a nice little 1v1 here. But as you kind of see this round, there's kind of a plan for everything. You know, with somebody dying outside, okay, we're going to go towards ramp. Okay, we get the opening on A, let's go back towards A. And the decision-making on Sprout is just on point. They're playing a fantastic game right now, and this round really showcases that. This round starts off with Snatchie once again trying to work a kill outdoor. He's going to see CT cross away and not into mini. That becomes crucial in a second here. Now he's just going to post on the left-hand side swing. He's not going to see anything here. He's going to get smoked off, and now he decides to hold on top of HUD. He's going to get killed here by Issa, get traded immediately, and then now they should note that you can go down vent. There's nobody in mini. He saw that guy go away, and the guy killed the guy on top of HUD. That means vent's free. All while this is going on, we're going to see Dennis here. He's going to be working out ramp. He's going to walk up behind his molly, and now it becomes a situation for Sprout where they're just going to wait for Dennis to do something. If he sees somebody towards hell, or he's going to take a fight here, he could just drop lower, and they could group and hit lower together. Now, instead, what's actually happening is he's not seeing anything. So he's just going to take this control towards heaven, and he's going to say, hey guys, get ready to come up A. He gets a kill on the guy on A, and now they're just running up vent. And this round, once again, comes down to Dennis just making the best decision possible, being in a great spot lurking, and communicating to his team what's going to happen, what he's doing, and to be ready for him. So, once again, Sprout is just playing a great game, and Dennis is playing an absolutely fantastic game. The last round we're going to be going over today is the 11-2 round. So we're not going to go over the last round just because they just fed the shit out of them, for the lack of a better term. But what we're going to see here is Favin, he's going to nade door, smoke door, and he's just going to work out throughout his smoke. And he's about to catch off Valley on site here. He's going to get the opening kill. Would have been smart for him to either drop vent in this scenario or just go back into hut. He elects not to. He's just going to try to post on heaven, find a second opening kill. He's going to be unable to do that. He gets taken out by Issa, but Sprout make a really nice decision here. They're going to have Denis. He's going to throw a little bit of utility, try to bait somebody out from ramp, which you actually see. You see Mantu rotate from ramp back to A, all while Snatchie and Dika are once again doing this nice little boost. Sadly, it doesn't work out at all this entire half, but it's definitely something I'm going to be running with my own team. And then now Denis throws that hell smoke, so Mantu can't support him. You're going to see the entry onto NBK, and this time Sprout make a different decision. Last time they got down lower, they had all the smokes to smoke off every control point. Instead, now they're just going to take the control rather than smoke it off. And now you're in a very hard retake situation for if you're OG. They have no utility besides a single flash. You have an op on a retake lower, and you're down a man. So this is Sprout once again playing the best spots possible. Everybody's kind of supporting each other, and this is going to be the 12th round for Sprout. And this just showcases a great mid-round decision. And, I mean, this entire half has been a great mid-round decision for almost every single round. And that's going to be the 12th round for Sprout here in the half. So now that we've gone through the demo, I think this is a great opportunity to reflect on what we just saw, what we just learned, and so that you're able to actually implement it to your own game. You can talk about it with your team, whoever it may be. You just can't watch a demo, not really think about what you actually learned, and just keep going on with your day if you expect to get better at this game. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how Sprout was just able to control the pace of the game, and they took complete and full advantage of it throughout the entire game. OG never really contested the early round. Outside of one round where they pushed two people outside, Sprout were allowed to do whatever they wanted to at the beginning. And that's something that OG should start to consider. If you watch somebody like Furia, Art is always constantly trying to create openings for his own team. And that's definitely something that OG kind of has to do at some point to just make it so that the T side just can't do whatever they want. If they want to fake sites, if they want to fake plays, Sprout was allowed to do it. And that's something that OG is going to definitely want to fix. And if you find yourself being able to control the pace of the game, you're just going to be at a huge advantage right there. The second thing that we'll talk about is how Sprout used their lurker to either control or rotates, or they put them in positions to create opportunities. And what I mean by that is whenever Sprout either took outside, maybe they took ramp, they always had somebody attempting to cut off rotates. So if that's trying to go down vent, if they're trying to rotate towards ramp, they either had Denis or Favin in a beautiful spot to kind of get that free kill. And they took advantage of it in multiple rounds. The other round that I'm talking about is when they were hitting A, they had Denis lurk out ramp, and he was able to flank heaven. They went down vent, but at the same time, Denis was still working towards heaven. He was able to go up heaven, and that's one of those cases where, as a lurker, you created an opportunity for your team to actually hit the site that didn't have anyone defending it, mainly because you killed them, but that's still a scenario where, as a lurker, sometimes you need to be able to lurk into a site and create opportunities for your team. Maybe you could pull rotates, whatever it is. The lurking for Sprout in this game was fantastic. Mainly Denis, and then there's definitely rounds from Favin where he stepped up. So the two rounds that I really, really liked from Sprout was the two post plants on B side, and how they understood the utility that they have, and they put themselves in positions around that. So the first time they were able to get down lower, and they had a complete arsenal of utility, so they were able to smoke off every entrance, and they made it so OG was not able to really contest them until after the bombs had planted, and Sprout are already in very strong post-plant positions. They're in crossfires, and that's them just understanding the position and putting them in the best spot possible. The second being when they took ramp later in the half and they had no utility, they knew that they had to contest OG before they actually went into the site. It's a lot easier to retake the B side if you're only worried about killing the enemy. You're not worried about going through smokes, going through mollies, flashes, whatever it may be. So Sprout understood the situation. We had two very similar situations, and Sprout understood both of them. And Sprout put themselves in the best spot possible in both those situations, and that was because they understood the utility that they have and how they need to play those situations. So that's definitely something that you want to watch for your own team, is how you're playing these post plants, what utility you have in these post plants, and you have to base yourself around that. So the last point, and this really goes for everything and every team that you're going to watch at the pro level, is simple strategies that are coordinated efficiently are better than complicated strategies. Nothing that Sprout run was crazy. It wasn't a super complicated, you do this and then that and then you do this. All it was is it was very basic, but everything was coordinated. The lurkers were coordinated, the entries, the op, everything was coordinated. Everybody was in the right spot at the right time. And that's what you should be doing as a team. You don't have to create a complex default or a strategy, whatever it may be. Keep it simple and learn to coordinate stuff. If you have better communication, you have better, positioning, you're going to do better against teams that rely on these heavy strategies, or you're going to do better against these teams that are very aggressive against you, who aren't coordinated. And that's what Sprout really did today. Was nothing was crazy, but everything was coordinated. Everybody was in the right spot, and it was just a fantastic game from Sprout. With that being said, I do appreciate everybody who did watch this. If you have any criticism on the way that I'm handling these videos or anything that I can improve on, I really would appreciate it if you could spend the time to just let me know. I'm always looking to improve, and this is something I'm very new at, so I definitely need some criticism. I need some help doing what I do. So if you have any questions, if you're a team who needs some advice, I'm always willing to help. You can talk to me either on Twitter, you can add me on Steam, whatever it may be. You can always contact me. I appreciate everybody once again. Have yourself a good day, guys.